And welcome back to Forbes Sports Money. We're joined now by Doug Perlman, who is back with us on the show to help us understand where the newest technologies and innovations are taking us in terms of the in-venue experience. And why are people focusing on this right now?
Well, actually, all the leagues and the college athletic departments are very, very focused on this issue. Today, with television screens getting bigger, so many folks have HD, 3D's coming online now. The in-home viewing experience is terrific. And so all these sports properties are starting to focus on how they can enhance the in-venue experience to ensure that people still keep coming through the turnstiles and filling those seats.
What are some of the things that are being done to enhance the fans' experience in terms of different angles for viewing the game or replays or some of the big screens? Are there teams out there in the forefront in these areas?
Sure. Yeah, I would sort of put that all within the media bucket and how these teams and venues are enhancing the media experience while folks are within the stadium. And you can almost really think about it in terms of three sizes of screens, right? The first and probably most obvious is these jumbotrons that so many of these buildings have built. Cowboy Stadium, probably the most notable. And from virtually any seat in the house, you can see replays or action from other games via those jumbotrons. And that's almost becoming table stakes now as new buildings come online. People expect to have access to those kinds of screens as well as smaller ones throughout the buildings. Then you'll have other screens throughout the buildings, predominantly in suites, that will give people access to, again, what type of content they want. It may be about the game they're watching, replays, alternate camera angles, things like that. Or it may be video from other games around the league for folks who are interested in fantasy, etc. And then sort of the smallest screen, and increasingly the most important, is the screen on mobile devices. So you have companies like FanVision that are out there who are allowing folks to experience all the kinds of things I talked about, the alternate camera angles, the replays, the video from other games.
So the idea would be I can bring in my smartphone, I can sit in my seat, and I can access anything in the stadium, maybe even order food and beverage at some point?
Yes, very much so. So there's all kinds of folks that are focused on allowing you to do exactly that. Now, the big issue, and it's a big threshold issue facing the industry, is how to allow for that kind of connectivity in the venue. You can almost think of it as when you put that many people that tightly together in one place, the pipes get clogged. So unclogging those pipes is a solution that all sorts of folks are trying to address, from the mobile providers to technology companies. Cisco has been on the forefront of a lot of these issues. So once you have that connectivity, a lot of the video applications that I described will be available on your phone, and you'll also be able to do all other sorts of neat things, like you say, order the food right to your seat, and all sorts of other information that you can convey to either the people around you or to the folks managing the building.
Are there any things being done specifically for luxury suites and sort of the high-end seating apart from general tickets?
Yeah, I think the folks that are in the suites have almost come to expect these video applications to be par for the course. So now, more and more, as you enter those suites, you'll see those screens or kiosks throughout the suite, so people can get access to whatever they want.
Do you think it's going to change the demographic of people who show up to games, because it seems that younger people are more tech savvy?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think one reason why folks are so focused on this is that if they don't offer this kind of connectivity, younger people will not continue to come out to the venues. You already have shorter attention spans today, so younger people aren't necessarily inclined to sit through 3-hour games. And then if you tell them that while you're there, you can no longer connect to your friends via Facebook or Twitter or all the ways they're used to engaging, it's going to be harder and harder for them to get them to come out to see these events. And then when you add on top of that the way they actually consume these events, what their expectation is at home is they're watching on their big screen, they've got their tablet on their lap, and again, they're communicating with their friends around the content. If they can't do that in the stadium, they may not come out, and so that's part of why people are so focused on it.
Is one of the risks here, is really what we're saying, is that teams will not be able to continually increase ticket prices if what you're talking about doesn't evolve in a successful way?
I think that's certainly on the team's mind. There's no doubt about it. They need to ensure that the folks that are there keep coming back, and importantly, to your point, that the younger folks continue to come in, and that new generation of fans buys tickets and has the attraction to the live experience the way that prior generations have.
What are we talking about in the future, maybe 5, 10 years down the line, in terms of what that experience, in-venue experience, will be like?
Sure. Well, I think it's not an overstatement to say that technology is going to change your experience from the moment you decide to buy the ticket, and how easy that is, and how you can see your seat and pre-order what might interest you, to how you get to the stadium or arena, and then from the moment you step into that environment, your entire experience will be impacted by technology. With respect to football in particular, the tailgate experience could have all sorts of new enhancements, and where technology can be used to create a greater sense of community among the people in the parking lots. Once you're in the building, you'll want for nothing. The connectivity problem will have been solved by then. You'll be able to view view the game from whatever camera angle you choose, watch the replay, scream at the ref when you see that he made the wrong call. Every moment will be impacted by technology, and you'll constantly be connected to any type of media that's being made available anywhere in the world. Not only that, you'll be connected to your friends and peers who people so often like to share these experiences with, right? People want to get to a game and say, hey, look at my seat, I'm here. That's a big part of the in-venue experience, is being able to say, I was there, right? And you'll also constantly be connected to the venue itself. So you'll be able to communicate with the building and say, the lines here were too long, my hot dog was cold, it's too warm in here, etc. And if a venue can respond to that type of fan feedback, that's incredibly powerful.
And I would assume you could probably also find out where the shorter lines are, maybe if you want to go get some food or that sort of thing.
Absolutely, and the buildings will be able to react based on the information they receive, so they can maybe allocate personnel differently. I've seen some folks who've talked about even dynamic price changes. If you're in the third quarter of a game and a particular product is selling better than others, you can raise the price, and of course the flip side is true. If you've got a little too much inventory in one, lower the price just during the course of a game.
Doug, appreciate it. Thanks.
My pleasure.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Coming up next, we'll speak with one of the biggest deal makers in sports regarding some major broadcast deals in baseball when we return on Forbes Sports Money.